Okay.
Where does yesterday's future, which is already here, meet today's future, which is about to happen, and tomorrow's future, which could be just
Pretending I have a
minutes
watch.
away? Welcome to Technology Revolution, the future of now, where host Bonnie D. Graham asks savvy futurists for their predictions about the tech-driven trends that are shaping our future right now. Here's your host, who will take us into the future of now, Bonnie D. Graham.
Thank you very much to the voice who gets me on the air. I'm Bonnie D. Happy to be here. We have a very interesting topic today, and I have to tell you, I just met these three very interesting gentlemen who are all in Dubai. I don't even know what time of the day or night is it there. Adeel, what time is it right now?
It's 7:03 p.m.
Okay, well, it's 11:03 a.m. here, so you're a little bit ahead of me. I just met them a few minutes ago. Adeel pitched a topic to me. I've done it before, and he had such an interesting take on the topic of the future of cybersecurity and AI. It's something that interests all of us. I think it needs to, it has to. It's a little bit worrisome, and we're going to find out what they think is going to happen, how AI can help. So before I talk anymore, I want to do my special introduction. And gentlemen, I have a gift for each of you, so let me get started. Welcome to Technology Revolution, the future of now. The future of cybersecurity plus AI at the speed of business. We'll find out how. With Bonnie D on her Scarlett Mic leading the charge, Adeel, Ahmad, and Waqar are thinking large. As cyber threats accelerate in speed, scale, and disguise, at our predictions roundtable, bold insights will arise. Can AI stay ahead, adaptive, alert, and bright? Can intelligent systems stop the risks before they ignite? Tune in and learn about new strategies that may unfold, how AI secures tomorrow. Resilient, responsive, and bold. Gentlemen, did you like that?
It was lovely.
It was lovely. Okay. Now here's the gift. Okay. Adeel, you're up first. From Pakistan roots, where early tech lit up his view, with classrooms, code, and circuits shaping what he knew. From floppy disks to networks where innovation took its place, Adeel grew with technology at a rapid, steady pace. With math and physics guiding how complex systems align, through telecom engineering where signals intertwine. From cybersecurity mastery to leadership in the field, now his doctoral research explores how AI reshapes the shield. From building secure infrastructures to advising at CISO level high, across the Gulf where digital transformation races by. Adeel knows tech creates opportunity, but trust must lead the way, securing tomorrow's business at AI's accelerating pace today. Adeel, I hope you enjoyed that.
Thank you. That made me cry.
Okay, that happens to some of my guests. Ahmed, you're next. Ahmed, from Karachi roots, where curiosity first took hold. In a tech-inspired family, Ahmed's young ideas grew bold. With early sparks in computing and systems to explore, he leaned into learning, always wanting more. Through software engineering, where cybersecurity stood out, with coding and hack the box, sharpening his skills and his clout. From building applications to securing what they defend, Ahmed saw how systems break and how protection must extend. From fintech to cyber firms where digital risks arise, he strengthens infrastructure with sharp, strategic eyes. Show me those strategic eyes. I see them right now. With a passion for innovation and entrepreneurship in play, Ahmed secures the future, keeping growing threats at bay. Ahmed, I hope you enjoyed that.
Wow, what amazing. It just recaps my whole life.
That's why I asked for an origin story instead of a CV, because I want to do this.
Amazing.
And
Yes.
Waqar is next. From
Thank
his
you.
You're welcome. Waqar, from his Pakistan start, where discipline shaped his view, Waqar learned systems, structure, and resilience coming through. From airline precision and a home run with care, he saw how order and responsibility should pair. With math and problem solving guiding what he would pursue, Waqar fixed lab PCs and classmates' systems too. From IT technician, then to engineering at scale, he built networks and servers where performance must prevail. Now AI Ops Manager where automation leads the way, Waqar blends AI and cybersecurity for a smarter, savvier day. He sees protection as architecture where systems must respond, designing resilient futures where operations scale beyond. Waqar, I hope you enjoyed that.
Thank you so much. Yeah, you're brilliant, Bonnie.
I have a collaborator. I'll tell you who she is later. So here, let me finish this with our visionary panel. The future shines bright as
Yes.
AI reshapes the cybersecurity fight, from threat to detection, from signal to sway, holding the determined bad actors at bay. So lean in and listen. Insight is on display. Hear what our savvy futurists will predict with me today. Gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed that. Have you ever been introduced like that before, Adeel?
Never, never.
See, aren't you
Never,
glad you
never.
pitched me the topic? So we have some really serious business to do here. But before we do that, I would like to go around, and I'm delighted that you're all here, and I know it's your evening, so thank you for that. I would like you to add a little bit more, anything special you'd like to tell us about your tech path, about what cybersecurity means to you. You know, we don't do politics here, but on the learning side or the professional side. Adeel, I'd like to put you on speaker view for just a couple minutes and have you just tell us a little more. We want to get to hear your voice and learn a little more about you. So, and then it'll be Ahmad, and then it'll be Waqar. Okay, Adeel, you're up. Speak.
Thank you, Bonnie. Thank you for this opportunity. Lovely, lovely meeting with you. So, Bonnie, majorly, cybersecurity, like 8 years back, 9 years back, cybersecurity was totally different than what is today. All thanks to AI, and AI is changing transforming this with a very rapid speed. There are so many new tools and applications which are helping us to just overcome all those impacts which we are facing in cybersecurity. So that's what we are doing every single day. And when we are sitting with the with virtual CISOs and CISOs, chief information security officers, they are all worried for the same thing, that how we need to keep up with this AI race, which we will be discussing today.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. And let's go to Ahmed. I'm putting you on speaker view. Please tell us a little bit more.
Thank you, Bonnie. Thank you for the wonderful introduction. It's been my first time I'm just getting this type of introduction. Yeah, but it's really lovely, lovely meeting you. Yeah. So I started as a software engineer and then I pivoted towards cybersecurity because I love to ethical hack the system. So I just wanted to penetrate into the environments and to find out what is the loopholes into their environment and the system. So it's been amazing journey. So now the all the shift is coming into AI, that how we are automating those tasks. But I believe that yeah, AI is taking place, but eventually the main decision maker is the human. So the humans are the one who is just making all those decisions, and obviously we will just discuss all those areas in the future in the upcoming sessions also. So yeah, so this is what I feel like, and I am working with a cybersecurity vendor right now, consulting different banking, government entities, how we can just automate and we can just secure the platforms around the globe. So this is what my duty is. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. Very, very interesting. You mentioned a very important feature of this conversation, human.
Exactly, truly.
Humans. That's the key to keeping AI where we need it to be, is staying human. I'm not going to say any more. Okay, let's go to Waqar. You're up. Please tell us a little bit more and
Yeah, Bonnie.
welcome.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us in this program. Wonderful program, I would like to say. Yeah, as like my experiences start from the early days, fixing friends' computer and then lab and then moving forward for the jobs, from one job to another job. And now I'm AI ops engineer, manager here in Dubai. So what I see, what gonna be discussed, like AI is not gonna take the jobs or anything. It improve the life. It help us in the medical. It help us in the engineering and any other, even like it's not technology related in bio or other areas of the life where we can improve. So it is something that we have to adopt and bring it in our life in the daily basis to reduce the time where we like I focus on the automation more, so we can do repeated tasks with our computer and put the scripts, and then it is will be our life will be easy. So yeah, this is what we're going to discuss later as well, and then how AI is helping us. And at the end of the day, as Ahmed says, that it's at we are the one who make the decision. We are the one who controls the AI, not the other way around. So it is that's it from my side now.
We have to keep that in mind. Gentlemen, I don't think you know that I'm a woman in tech. I'm an early woman in tech. I was a programmer analyst, which should have been analyst programmer. Back in the day, I won't tell you how many years ago, I was coding in COBOL. You ever heard of the COBOL language? COBOL, all
Yes,
caps. I was
yes.
coding on a Xerox Sigma 6 CP5 mainframe computer, and I
Whoa.
was key punching my cards, 1,000 to 2,000 cards at a time, and carrying them in a box. And I would bring them to the computer room at the company where I worked, and the operator would slide them into, it would be feeding them in, and the computer would read the little holes in the cards from the key punch, and then it would process and JCL, job control language, and then it would run my program. I could
Wow.
handwrite 2,000 lines of code on paper over the weekend, keep punching on Monday, and have a system program
Wow.
up and running by 1 o'clock in the afternoon Monday. What do you
Wow.
think?
It's
Lovely,
brilliant.
lovely.
What do you
Yeah.
think of that? And then
Awesome,
I,
awesome.
over the period of time, I went to other jobs, and at one point, my manager said, "You're going to work on a Macintosh." And I said, "What?" And they put this box with this thing called a mouse in front of me, and I said, "You're insulting me. I work on computers that are the size of a room, where we pull up the tiles on the floor for all the wires, the cables underneath. I know how to climb on the back of a computer and move things around and change
Yeah.
things and fix them. What are you doing?" And then I became a Macintosh graphic
Wow.
designer and a writer. So I've
Amazing.
seen I've seen that process. I've seen that progress. And when people say that AI will code for you, no code, I say, but it was so much fun to be a coder back in the day. I also coded on PL1 on an IBM 4341, which was a
Wow.
different type of, and we had a monitor for our data entry, so our code entry, we didn't have to carry cards anymore. Just thought you would appreciate that. Okay, so now it's the part of
Amazing.
the show. I'm one of you,
Amazing.
but I precede you. Let's not talk about that. Let's go to the part where I've asked each of you to please send me a fictional quote from a movie, TV show, fictional character, or a song lyric. And you're going to take 2 or 3 minutes and explain what it has to do with our topic. Adeel, you made my heart sing, sir, when you picked a quote from the show called La Casa de Papel, The House of Paper, commonly known as Money Heist. It was created by Alex Pina. It ran from 2017 to 2021 on Netflix in the US and Antenna 3 Network, and it was the most popular show in Spain for years. And the characters were helping a gentleman named the Professor. He recruited them. They each took a name of a major city so that nobody would find out. They wore red jumpsuits and they were robbing Royal Mint of Spain and other places. Very exciting, very edge of your seat, heart pounding, heart thumping. Oh my goodness. Love, romance, all betrayals. It was wonderful. So, this is a scene where Tokyo, and her name was Celine Oliveira, played by Ursula Corbero, is speaking. And I'll just say, here is the quote you have picked, Adeel. Hope is kind of like dominoes. One Once one falls, the rest follow. Ooh, you're going to make that a positive? A deal? Go ahead. I'm putting you back on speaker view. What does this have to do with our topic? Tell me.
Thank you, Bunny. So, for 20 years, attackers were the one which are using domino effect, right? One small moving thing to the next and to the next and to the next. They had the playbook, and we were still, writing ours that like we are chasing that. But now we have AI. So hooray, AI finally hands Defender the same superpower and amplifies it. So our smart detection triggers the next automated response, which triggers the next containment program, and it goes. So I must say that security stops being the checkpoint and become the catalyst now, right? So we know the speed instead of slowing it down, all thanks to the AI. So this is the real money heist, I must say, that we are pulling off, reclaiming time and turning it into the business goals, business values, right? And the professor always had a plan, right? In this AI era, I must say that every CISO finally has to one, right? And the AI is the crew that help us execute it.
Thank you. Very well done. And you know how much I love the show. You're the first guest out of couple of thousand guests who have quoted Money Heist, and I appreciated that. I love diving back into the show, and oh yes, yes, and interesting here. Following the writing revisions of the scripts, the voice actors would. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm on the one for Ahmed. I'm on Ahmed's quote. Nothing more interesting to say about that. Thank you very much. Just about Tokyo, the one you've quoted. She's flirty, rebellious, and has an off and on relationship with Rio, named after another city, through the first heist. She's friends with Nairobi. There are some of the names of the characters. She doesn't like being told what to do, and she doesn't like the character named Berlin. I wonder if I'm a little bit of Tokyo in me. We'll just leave that one alone. Apologies. Yeah. Okay. I apologize. I was already looking ahead at Ahmed's quote. Ahmed is quoting Finn, voiced by Jeremy Shada, the TV series, animated fantasy TV series from 2010 to 2018. That's a long run, was called Adventure Time. It was created by Pendleton Ward for the Cartoon Network. It follows the adventures of a boy named Finn and his best friend and adoptive brother Jake, a dog with the power to change size and shape at will. Well, that sounds interesting. And now I'll read this. Following the writing revisions, the voice actors recorded their parts, and an animatic would be compiled to reduce the running time to the necessary 11 minutes. So they did something to it to just get it down to, yes. Okay. So here's the quote, Ahmed. I'm getting to it. Sometimes the smallest step in the right direction ends up being the biggest step of your life. Wow, that's a big
Lovely,
quote.
lovely.
Beautiful. Yay. Well, so far we're batting 1,000 here. So, Ahmed, I'm putting you back on speaker view. Please tell us why you picked this quote and cybersecurity and AI. Talk to me.
Surely, I would love to. So I just quoted this code for the two parameters. One is that I took the very small step towards my cybersecurity way back, few years back, and then it just boom. I just got some good opportunities. I worked with different vendors, different clients, and it's been a good journey so far. Secondly, if I just relate this code into my cyber security, into my penetration testing environment, so what we are doing, many ethical hackers just finding the vulnerabilities. If I just talk about it a bit technical, they are just finding out the vulnerabilities or threats out there into the system, but they are not seeing the very small and peaky, very small loopholes into the environment, just like the social engineering. If you are, let's say, finding out the vulnerabilities out there in your infrastructure, but one employee is sitting in your infrastructure and they are just clicking the very spammy links, so it's a very small step that you are not having a good training programs to train your employees that not to click on those fishy spammy emails or links, because once you click it, the attacker will go into your system and it's a very small step, but it will penetrate into your environment and it will boom, your whole servers or your whole infrastructure will get down. So this is what is happening right now, that we are just finding out all the big loopholes, but there are very few people who are just finding these small loopholes in your infrastructure. So if we can just fix that, you are just securing your whole infrastructure.
Sounds so simple and so easy to fall into the trap. I was contacted about a month ago by somebody who said they had a wonderful opportunity for me, a job. They described everything I do here on this show and how I speak with people and I lead roundtables and how I get people to share their knowledge. It was very flattering. And we went back and forth. And finally, she, who worked for a big company, asked me for a resume. And I worked with, oh, there's the fireworks. Yeah, fireworks, indeed. I worked with, come back. I worked with my AI collaborator and we crafted an update to my resume. Well, I sent it to this person and she had a LinkedIn profile. There was a page with a picture and everything for that company. It was real, I thought. And I didn't hear from her for 4 days. And then finally, I heard from her. I said, "Have you received?" And she said, "Yes, unfortunately, it's not the format. It wasn't a CV. It was just a narrative." Just a narrative, just a conversation about what I've done. And she said, "We can't work with that format with our internal. We have somebody who can format it into a resume." And I think she was trying to sell me, sir. Well, at that
Exactly.
point, another woman from another big company sent me the same exact pitch letter saying she
Oh,
had a job for me. And that's when the light bulbs went off. And a
yeah.
friend of mine came over and visited me. And I said, the strangest thing, she said, oh, for God's sake, Bonnie, look at the email. The email was the name of the company, .com at Gmail.
Oh, oh my.
I missed it. I missed it. I missed it. And I was so embarrassed, but nothing happened as far as I know. But strange things have
Thanks
been
God.
happening. Strange things.
Hmm.
My family was here. Waqar, I'll get you in 1 second. My family was here about a month ago visiting from not too close by, and we were watching a new TV show. And my son-in-law said to me, I wonder where it was filmed. So on my phone, sitting in my living room on my iPhone, I Googled, where is this show filmed? And I got an answer. A week later, somebody quoted me asking that question on a Facebook page of people I have never heard of. With the name of this show, Technology Revolution asks, where is the such and such show filmed? And people started answering me, and I got a notification that they were talking about me, but I never did this online. I
Fine.
did it on my phone. Can
Um,
anybody explain that to me? You know how creepy that
Y-
yeah.
was?
This,
your devices are listening to you, but we are only talking positive here.
It was, and everybody was very nice. Nobody was saying, "Oh, what a stupid person! She could look that up herself." Everybody said, "Yeah, it's being filmed in Montana and California." And I said, "Thank you very much." And I never heard of these. I don't use that handle. It's a page on my LinkedIn, but I don't use that in any of my community. Anyway, just at a consumer level, it's getting scary out
Yeah.
there.
Scary,
Okay,
scary.
Waqar has picked a classic quote, a
Yeah.
absolutely classic quote. It is Doc Emmett Brown, played by the wonderful Christopher Lloyd, and the movie, of course, is Back to the Future. Iconic. Started in 1985. It's a sci-fi comedy film franchise written by Robert Zemeckis and Bob Gale. Blah 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 blah. The adventures of high school student Marty McFly, played by, he's still with us. He's still working. Michael J. Fox, eccentric scientist Dr. Emmett Brown, Christopher Lloyd, and in the third film, schoolteacher Clara Clayton, Mary Steenburgen, as they use a DeLorean. You guys have motorcycles and bikes. I don't see any DeLoreans. A time machine to travel to different periods in the history of Hill Valley, California. Okay, Marty McFly was selected by Empire Magazine as the 12th greatest movie character of all time. And this is one of the greatest sci-fi films of all time. Okay, here's what Waqar has selected. Everybody knows this. You could all sing it with me, but we're not going to sing because I'd ruin the show. Roads, where we're going, we don't need roads. Okay, Waqar, rescue me here. What does this have to do with our topic? Go
Nice
ahead.
one, nice one.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So so there was a time when progress followed clearly and defined paths are there. In cybersecurity, we build walls, we define parameter, we trust anything we made inside them, like there is a boundary, and then we make everything there, and it's very quite predictable. It's like we are walking on the road. There is if I me and any other cybersecurity expert is doing anything, it is predictable. It is a well defined in the industry, and it's kind of the same thing everybody is doing. So I think is as a road, like everybody following in the same direction and everybody is doing this. But this is that era is end now. Now there is we don't follow the roads. So now is AI world now. So it doesn't it doesn't affect on my ability. I will search, I will get help from the AI and get the industry standard how we can secure. So this very it moving like artificial intelligence are moving into the space where traditional boundaries are no longer holds, and the parameter has dissolved. User, device, and data now exists. So across the cloud endpoints like identities, I don't want to make like more technical words, like in short, like now the boundaries are open. There is no boundary right now. So the roads we do where we are going right now, there is no boundary. We can achieve anything we want. We If we have a proper background, like how Adeel, like he's expert in the cybersecurity, but maybe he lacks on the some side. So he can get help from the AI and the this right now what happening in the world, and he can make something, this out of the box idea, out of the box, the this infrastructure that is more stronger than any traditional cybersecurity can do it. So
Thank you.
instead, okay, yeah.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Finish your sentence. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
instead of relying on the fixed rule, intelligence system can learn the behavior and identify the anomalies and response. Like, we can have a better response time. They don't wait for the known signals. So AI is helping us in every aspect of our life, in professions. So this is the my thought when I choose this, that now we don't have any boundary, we can do whatever we want.
Very nicely done, Waqar. Very nicely done with the quote. I appreciate that. Thank you, gentlemen, all three of you, for such interesting quotes and such iconic movies and TV shows. We didn't have any songs. Glad, because I would have sang, and people tell me don't. Anyway, I did take singing lessons once, but then I did a music video once of a song with a band, friends from my TV show back on Long Island, New York. And when we listened to it, they had a girl singer overdub me. So, it was just, what can I tell you? It wasn't too insulting. Okay, now we're going to get into the real meat and potatoes of, I don't eat red meat, but I like potatoes, of the round table here. So I'm going to pick one or two predictions from each of you. Adeel, I'm starting with two of your predictions. You don't need to find them. I'll read them. I'm combining two. And I would like you to take about 3 minutes. I'm not clocking you, but not too long, not too short. And then I will go around the table and ask Ahmad and Waqar to comment. You don't have to agree with Adeel, okay? But if you disagree, just be nice. All right, here we go. So Adeel says the following, prediction one, and this is the topic you pitched to me for coming on the show, Adeel, and I appreciate it very much. You say AI will enable cybersecurity to finally operate at the speed of business. That's what we're talking about today. Transforming security from a friction point into a growth accelerator that supports innovation rather than slowing it down. Well put. And I'm going to add your prediction number three. AI-powered cybersecurity platforms will automatically detect, label, and neutralize deepfakes and synthetic threats in real time, significantly reducing impersonation attacks and digital fraud. I'd like you to focus on synthetic threats and automatically detecting and labeling, and especially neutralizing. So, Adeel, putting you back on speaker view, why don't you share your thoughts, please?
Thanks, Bonnie. So, yesterday, or the older days, we used to talk about security reviews, which needed time, and there was a trade-off, which everyone accepted, right, in the market. But now we are in this new world where we have these AI co-pilots, right, which are reviewing code, which are reviewing configurations, and the contracts in minutes, right? So risk decisions happens in the same sprint as as the feature, right? And if I want to give you the real example, AI-driven policy engines now auto-approve very low-risk changes in any business, and they are accelerating only to 5% that actually need a human. Like 95% of the things, like AI is handling. That is like 20x we are talking about without losing control. Don't get me wrong, in the end of the day, human is always in the loop, right? I've written a book also on the same topic, AI and us, the ethical choices. So the human should be always in the loop. I'm a very big AI advocate, but and if you need to translate this to the business language, I must say that security is become a growth accelerator, right? Not a tall booth. So that is all around, my prediction number one, that it will be finally operating at the speed of business. And I'm sure I have, like, three tech guys here, including you, Bonnie. So Claude just introduced Mythos, and they just turn it off. Why? Because Mythos has, just after releasing, all the cybersecurity vendors were like 20% down. So why? Because AI was able to do all the security assessment, and that we are not talking about one step or two step. They were like 32 steps in a row, which Claude Mythos was able to do. So and now we are talking about like more than the speed of the business, right? So one side, our our, I must say, the acceleration or efficiency is increasing in terms of productivity, and the other side, the cybersecurity, where where we are taking the help of AI, is also increasing the bar, and we are hopefully we would be managed to go at the speed of the business, because obviously the business is also accelerating. And for the second topic, which is the deepfake, deepfake are the fastest growing frontier in this digital trust landscape, and every frontier creates a business opportunity for those who can verify authenticity at speed. So what I see is that the next wave of AI cyber platforms um, will have some type of watermark, or some fingerprinting option to just verify media at the network edge only, before it reaches to your eyeballs, before it reaches to those real platforms and other things. So imagine your next meeting app showing a green badge that it's verified by human, it's a verified voice, and it's a verified context. I'm sure that we are landing there. Otherwise, the fakes are increasing like anything. And why it matters? Because trust is the backbone. I'm sure you know that if there are two YouTube channels or two Instagram reel pages, one has face and one has not, don't have a face. Even the one who does not have a face is giving good content. People more watch the one with the face, right? So that's the trust power. So trust in digital communication is the foundation of many things, including your remote work, your digital banking, your e-government, and AI is the only thing fast enough to defend it.
Thank you. Very, very interesting. A lot there to process. Pick and choose whatever part you want to talk about. Ahmed, I'm going to ask you first I'm going to keep us on the gallery view so we can all see each other. Well, I can see all of you anyway. Ahmed, what do you think? Agree or disagree? Anything you want to add?
Yeah, I will 100% agree with Adil. He's correct on that. The pace of the AI and cybersecurity, that how it's just grooming all those stuff. I remember we are having this week, we are having a board meeting, and we were just discussing that how come we can um, catch up the speed of AI, which is just doing what we are not doing as a cybersecurity vendor, because it's amazingly going fast. But at the same time, we discussed that also, that obviously that is AI, and nobody, no, not a company will just trust that AI 100% on their data, on their cybersecurity posture. Just like Adil mentioned, there is a trust level that if anybody is on there showing their face on the video, it's more trusty. So we are not supposed to hand over all the data to AI and say, okay, just do it on their own. So yeah, you are correct that it's going fast, but at the same time, the human were the one, or the human made products are the one who is just managing all those areas, and in the end we are the one who is just taking the decision that okay, this is the fine, and we are trusting that decision or not. So yeah, and it will, and I 100% agree on the deepfake part, that obviously it would be really really good that if we are just getting a verified badge, that this is the genuine voice person sitting and talking to you. So yeah, thank you,
Thank
Adil.
you. Thank you. Wakar,
Thank you.
join us. What do you think?
Yeah, actually, Adil raised very good points. In I actually on the focus, I focus on the deepfake side more. So if we get the verify badge that I'm real person right now, if you're talking to me, the voice is real and the picture you're watching is real. But at the end of the day, it is checked by the AI as well. So it's easy to trick AI, and we cannot check AI with the AI. We have to have develop something else, or the human in between, that can verify easily. Maybe it take times, but it's better if we have somebody else in between, not AI checking to the AI.
Interesting. Adeel, anything you want to say back to your colleagues before I
Um,
move on?
that's a business idea. I will create that middle company, who is checking before it's going in the public.
Okay, I'm going to move on. Thank you. Good starter to our roundtable. Ahmed, I'm going to combine two of your predictions, number 2 and number 4, and I will read them to you. So, first up, you say AI. I know this is your passion topic. AI will expand human capability in cybersecurity. It allows analysts to focus on strategy and innovation while machines handle the repetitive and high volume monitoring tasks. And we know AI specializes in pattern recognition. So that's something human brains don't often see at a very deep level. And then prediction 4, you say AI will empower, this is where I want you to focus, AI will empower small and medium enterprises to implement enterprise grade security without large dedicated teams. Now, I want everybody listening and watching to be aware we're not advocating getting rid of the humans on the team, but we're talking about small to mid-size SMEs not having to afford or stretch in their budget to hire more people to do this and keeping your teams intelligent. Am I right on that, Ahmad? Why don't you take over?
Yes, surely. So, right now, if in the current landscape, what we are the cybersecurity is doing that we have thousands of tools, and they all are just juggling into those tools, finding out where we have the thread, where we have the loophole. Okay, that's the loophole. What's the priority of that? Find out that, resolve those issues, and it's a very repetitive task. All the team and huge teams are just focusing on that. And I will come to that second prediction which you just mentioned about the SMBs, but let me just focus on the first one, that they are just doing and playing around different tools. So what AI can do, AI can just automate those tasks which are repetitive. Let's say a person is sitting on a system and they are just finding out the issues, reading the logs, and it's a sock, and they are just finding out, okay, that is the fishy, we need to report it. And it's a very hierarchical process, and a big team is required. So what AI can do, AI can just automate those tasks, obviously the very small repetitive tasks, that if any pattern is there which is very fishy, so AI can just detect that, and it can raise an alert. And it depends on the security or the company that what you want to those with those feeds. You can just say, okay, AI, you can just take the lead, or you can just report it to your team, and they can just handle it, all those stuff. So I think AI will help us in automating those tasks, and obviously it's a trust level. So all the decision makers, all the security team will be stay intact with that, but they will be focusing more on plans, strategies, that how we can just improve our security posture, instead of they are just finding out all those repetitive tasks, the very small level things, and they are just doing them. So yeah, that's totally fine that we are not handovering all my security posture to the AI, but instead we are more focused on the planning part, and the AI will just doing their own work, which is the regular repetitive task. Talking about the second prediction, which is the SMB part. So I'm working with an enterprise grade platform. I work with different government entities, the banking clients, fintechs. So they are just happy with the product. They have a big team who is just managing different areas in cybersecurity. One team is just monitoring all the logs. One team is just monitoring all the vulnerabilities, etc. and etc. But here the SMBs, which are really medium and small size businesses, they are just struggling. They are finding out, okay, we need a good cybersecurity team, and in this way the cybersecurity is becomes the problem for IT. But in my view, the cybersecurity should be the problem of the business, because it's securing your business, it's securing your data, because data is the new oil. So if you are just securing all those stuff, so cybersecurity should be considered a very critical and a very critical issue, and the business value proposition issue. So I think AI will help us in that also. So AI will be in there. They don't need the big cybersecurity team that okay, they are just managing different tasks, but instead the one could be handle all those AI tools, the AI agents, whatever they are monitoring, they are evaluating, and all those feeds can be utilized by a one resource. They can make the decision, and they have the call, they have the lead what to do next, and then they can outsource, they can have a partnership with service integrators, with cybersecurity vendors, that what to do and how to resolve those issues. So this is where I think the SMBs will can improve their security posture by integrating AI agents and AI different tools. So this is my take on my predictions.
Thank you very much. Appreciated. Waqar, I'm going to you first. I'd love to know what you think, agree or disagree with your colleague Ahmad here. Go ahead, Waqar.
Actually, I 100% agree with Ahmad. And yeah, the cybersecurity doesn't slow down the process. It improves the process, and you save money and time in future. What you investing today in the cybersecurity?
Adeel, thoughts?
For the first point that AI will automate these repetitive tasks, I partially disagree because the thing is that automation is the efficiency layer in my perspective. It's not a security strategy. That's my point. So most repetitive tasks in cybersecurity are not purely mechanical, right? Like one plus one two. They are not like that. So they involve context, they involve judgment, and obviously there's a risk of trade-offs, right? So this is my take on the first part. And on secondly, yes, I agree on this that for SMBs, the question is no longer that are we secure, but can we stay in business? If we are not, so it's all about that you have to delay being bankrupt one more day, right? So I totally agree on that part.
Ahmed, you want to talk back to Adeel about his disagreement, which was interesting? I thought it was
Yeah, yeah.
interesting. And we love
He
that. We love that when we don't all say 100%. Ahmed, what do you think?
Yeah, exactly. He's correct at some point, but I was just thinking like that AI is also having the business context. AI is also having some clarity about what you are doing, what is your data, how much secure is that, and then it can just prioritize and gives the priority to those issues which are really critical for your infrastructure. Let's say if there is a very mid priority vulnerability on a very critical server or production server, so it needs to be resolved ASAP. So this is where AI can obviously not take the full decisions, but they can just raise an alert for the humans to just pivot their focus on that particular issue. But this is what my take is.
Okay, I have a question for all of you. I want to know who on the designated team will be the person to yell YNGBT. You're not going to believe this. We've been hit with another cybersecurity attack, a loop, something. You need, though, you're not going to believe this person or the surprise or OMG. I don't want to get into that. But who is the person who says, we've been hit or it didn't work or we got to make it stronger? Anybody want to take that? Is there a designated person who's the chief OMG person? Oh my goodness, look what just happened. Who alerts that maybe something did get through the mesh of the cybersecurity defenses? Who is the one? Is that one person or does everybody on the team have to be alert to breaches? Ah, is that everybody's job? Ahmed, looks like you really want to answer me. Go ahead.
Okay, so yeah, it depends. It's everybody tasked to just prevent the systems, the network, the
Mhm.
software. But obviously, if AI is just raising an alert, that doesn't mean that it's already breached. It means that it's just there is some patterns which are not matching the normal behavior. So this is where you need to fix the focus, just like any some logs are not that matching the
Mhm.
pattern, so you need to just resolve that, and then you are good to go, then you are secure. So every time it's not the case that you are getting a breach, you are hitting a breach, but every time you are getting some weird behaviors of the system, of the logs, of the packets, which is not matching your patterns. So this is what my take is.
Thank you. Adeel, I know you raised your hand. Talk to me.
Yeah, so basically, a mutual responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
Not one guy is responsible. That's a misconception which is huge in the market, that this is a cybersecurity job, or this is the CTO's job,
Mm-hmm.
or this is the legal team job, or this is the leader's job. So
Yes.
it's a mutual effort. Everybody is responsible, and you cannot go in this blame game.
Thank you very much. Or why didn't you tell me? Well, Car, I'm not going to ask you to answer that one because I am waiting in the wings here with two predictions from you, and you can blend in your comment in there because I'm looking at the clock. We got about 10 minutes left, plenty of time. So, Waqar says, I'm reading two of your predictions, 2 and 4. Number 2 is AI-driven security, cybersecurity systems will become embedded into core business workflows, making security invisible but continuously active at the speed of enterprise decision making, which goes with our theme. Number 4, you say, is the future of AI and cybersecurity will shift from tool based defense to autonomous security orchestration, where AI systems collaborate across networks, cloud, endpoint, and identity in real time. I think the key there is collaborate in real time. So, Wakar, why don't you unpack this for me, please? Go ahead.
Yeah, traditionally, cybersecurity has been invisible. Like it's sometimes painful, like MFA, two-factor authentication. You cannot log in without your mobile and without your having a SMS or like that. Like some in some cases we use VPN dependencies, like manual approvals. So all are the reminders of the cybersecurity is a layer sitting of the top of the business. A business accelerate and decision making happens in the real time. Employee expect seamless access. Like when you try to log in your email, you don't want to go to the extra 3 4 steps to just to log into your email, like every after 15 or 30 or 90 days, whatever is set up. So this invisible cybersecurity, when it become embedded into the system, you always like have a layer, but it will become invisible. And in future you don't have to rely on the things. Like nowadays you access your mobile, you just pick up your phone and it unlock automatically. It doesn't require your fingerprint or your face or something that visibly, it happens instantly. So this is the future. Now your phone is locked for everybody, but it's unlocked for you. You just pick up and it's unlocked. So this is same apply in the cybersecurity. You will gonna remove all the hassles, and then it's embedded in the system on your laptop, on your desktop, on your Wi-Fi, on your firewall, or the antivirus you're using. It detect your pattern, your behavior, and it runs let you run the things smoothly, save a lot of time for you. So in this model, cyber security decision happens silently in the background. AI will continuously evaluate the context. Who is the user? What device they're using? And so you are sitting in like for example in Portugal, and but your sign in happening in the Dubai. So it detect like so why you are signing in from Dubai? Are you traveling or no? You have to answer. Then it become visible. But invisibly is tracking you, is maintaining you are secure. So this is the summary of the second prediction that I have done. And regardless this regarding the autonomous to security or uh, cybersecurity is a landscape fragmented. Like organizations operate dozens, sometimes hundreds of tools, like as Ahmad mentioned before. And there are DLP, firewalls, vulnerability scanner, everything embedded in the system. It generate data, alerts, action, but coordinate it's often limited. Like these things come that actually this Ahmad already covered a certain part of it. Like so it's a team effort. It's not a one person job to secure the data. So AI introduced the concept of autonomous autonomous security. and when the system doesn't just detect the threats but coordinate and respond security across the entire environment in the real time. So if something happen, and we can build into the AI that it can block this user if it's logged in from the XYZ country. We have only office in the America. If login happen into the some any other country, this is blocked automatically and alert to the system, to the relevant IT department person. So it's like it is like this in this context. So for example, like single correspond conditional can trigger endpoint isolation, identity session, the data access, and alerting and reporting site. So here we eliminate the normal somebody see and look who is doing what, or like is there any breaches happening. So we eliminate this factor in this.
Thank you. Very, very interesting. I get a kick out of when I'll log into a website I haven't been in a while and it says you're logging in from a new device or new location, and I haven't changed computers in 2.5 years, but I might be doing it on a different browser. That's possible. We have about 4 minutes left. I want to quickly go around the table. Ahmed, Adeel, who would like to respond to or comment on Waqar's predictions? Adeel, looks like you're ready. Go.
Yes, so security should be invisible. I really agree with this point. And as cybersecurity basics, we used to study about CIA. The confidentiality, the integrity, and the availability. So the availability is a very big part, because this is the balance which we need to do. For example, if you log into a game, it will not ask you for anything. But if you open a banking app, it will ask you for 50 different questions. Sometimes the secret questions answers also, right? Not only so that's a trade. So that's the ideal world, that we are, that security is totally invisible, and that's already embedded. So I must say that invisible security works only if confidentiality, integrity, and ability are being enforced into that continuous steps in the background.
Thank you. And I'm going to quickly, Ahmed, I'll get to you in a second. I want to read one more prediction from Adeel. He says AI will transform cybersecurity into a personal digital bodyguard that proactively warns individuals and enterprises before risky action occurs, reducing cyber anxiety, yes, and supporting digital well being. So, Ahmed, why don't you respond to what Waqar said and anything? We've got about 2 minutes left, so I'll let you have the last word here. Ahmed, go.
Surely. So yeah, Waqar was 100% correct. The embedding the security into our daily tools, because I believe there is a huge gap that we need to embed more. Because let's take example of an AI tool like ChatGPT. If you are just signing it, it's also giving you a code. So it's a 2FA. So there is a need that we need to just make it more streamlined, and because it's a really pain that you are getting different security sections. So yeah, so this is really a good point, and I think there's a huge need to embed the security in our daily tools.
Thank you very much. Waqar, anything you want to say to wrap up your part, your prediction?
Yeah,
Just
no,
real fast, real fast. I give you 1 minute. 1 minute. Go ahead.
uh, uh, the complex environment will grow continuously, like it is. And now we are going to the era like hybrid cloud, remote work, IoT, third party integration. It's required managing continuously. And so we can like IoT devices, it's like you have a little computer all over your house. So those things need to be secure in this way. Sorry.
Bless you.
So
Thank you. Yeah,
yeah,
go ahead. One more sentence and then we stop. Go ahead.
it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine.
Okay. I want to thank Adeel. Thank you for bringing me the topic. I'm going to applaud you. Thank you for your pitch.
You are
You
amazing
certainly,
host.
oh, you're sweet. Thank you for catching my attention and making me want to bring the three of you on, and then recruiting or engaging Ahmed and Waqar. You are all three very eloquent, elegant, and very well informed. I've really appreciated your sharing your time and your insights and your intelligence. And it's evening for you in Dubai, and it's only almost 12 here, noon. We're going to go out with the music from my brand new show, Say What Good News, because and stick around, we'll talk afterwards if you've got time. I want to thank Jordan Henson, the engineer who is streaming us on Voice America Media Business Channel. Thank you, Jordan, for always being here. I'm Bonnie D, and let's go out with some good news. If I can find this here, here we go. All right. Join me, gentlemen. You're all my good news today. You can dance. Good news. It's coming. Make mine decaf, please. I can't do caffeine anymore. Scrolling. I've had enough. Same old drama. Same old feed. Flip that dial. That's what I need. Turn it up. Let those bad vibes fade. Hit play. Good news. We talk it out. We lift that mood. Good people. Say what? Feel that smile coming through? This groove is for you.